What's up, guys? Hope everyone is doing well out there. Happy Tuesday. Last night was something else. I'm just gonna start calling Mondays chalk day from now on. It just every single Monday there's some kind of injury or issue that causes someone to be just outlandishly owned. I mean, Terry Rozier last night, 90+%. I might just start ditching cash on Mondays and just playing GPPs because that is between him and Harden and Davis. There was a lot of chalky plays, so it was a good night. Don't get me wrong, but it just when things are so chalky, it just takes an 8-man game and brings it down to a 5 or a 6-man game, which is not nearly as fun, at least for me. But such is life. We'll probably get back to a more regular night of games tonight. We got a few different things going on, but before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the DFS Picks, and hit the bell on this video so you get the alerts of whenever I drop new content, which now I'm all in, new year, new me, DFS wise. So I should be dropping stuff at least once a day. Yesterday I dropped 2 videos just to go over the different things that could have gone on. I got it actually like right before the Rozier or Kyrie Irving news dropped, so I hit that, and then the main picks as well. But the main picks yesterday, Davis and Harden went off 6 times value plus each, so those were good. And then just finding the value and filling it around. Minu was 5.5 times value. He scored almost 30 points on a $5,000 salary. And then Peyton was doing great until he was at 22 fantasy points early in the third quarter. And I wasn't watching the game. I was just kind of tapping him back and forth. And that's what he finished with. He didn't score. I don't think he scored at all in the last 18-20 minutes to the game. So I don't know if anyone was watching. If anyone was watching that game, knows what happened, if he went out, if he got hurt or something like that, or if he just didn't get the ball. Comment down below and let me know, because I'm curious. He was the matchup was great, and it was there with the pace of the game and how things went, and everyone else that I was looking at lit up. So I'll be interested to see and know what happened there. But on to tonight. And how I'm looking at tonight is basically everything's going to depend on how you see the Atlanta OKC matchup. So the line right now is 8.5 9 for Oklahoma City, their favorite. Last time it was a blowout. This is a great matchup for both Russell Westbrook and Paul George. However, last time they went out, they only got about 4.25 times value, and they had a great game while they were out there, but it was a 20-point lead at halftime, and they didn't need to play. I need to go back and check and see if that was a back-to-back for either team, just see if that would account for the minutes. So it got closer in the third quarter. It got down to, I think, 15, but that was as close as it got. But like I said, everything is dependent on how you see the matchup. If you think that it's going to be close, and that Westbrook and George are going to get their normal minutes, I would go Russell and Paul all day long, because the matchup is so good. If they get 36, 38 minutes like they normally do, they're going to hit value plus. But that's just kind of the rub, where you don't know where things are going to lie. So that being said, I'm going to go and kind of fade that and go with the assumption that, hey, this game is going to be a blowout, and it's not a given that these guys are going to get their minutes. So we're going to look elsewhere. Not saying that I'm going to have to do some thinking later today and look and see, like I said, if that was a back-to-back, if they had to play the next day and that's why they were rested more than they normally would be. I'm going to do a little more research on that later on today. But for the purposes of this video, let's go ahead and say, hey, this game is going to be a blowout. Not a crazy blowout, but one where, it's out of reach, and they're Westbrook and George the stars are gonna rest for Oklahoma City. So let's go with that method of thinking. So in that case, I still like this game. The pace is going to be there. Atlanta doesn't rest their starters like normal teams would. They're kind of like the Knicks, where even in 12, 15, 18-point games in the fourth quarter, later on, their starters still get run. Injury news on this one. Dedmon is out. Let me just make sure that he's still out, because I don't want to give bad news. Cousins is coming back. 3 days. 3 days on him. That'll be interesting. But so Dedmon is doubtful. So we'll just say he's out for these purposes. So that will give a bump to first guy, John Collins. So he's questionable as well. I'm expecting him to play. He's probable. So good, yeah. He's gonna most likely gonna play. So at 7,500, that's a good price tag for him. We'll take a look at his game log. Pretty good the last four. When Dedmon is out, I can't remember what game. I have to look this up as well. But the last game that Dedmon was out, didn't start, he had a monster game. It might have been that Indy game where he hit 50. Either way, I remember that he's going to get a bump in usage and in minutes with Dedmon out. So at that price tag at 7,500, pretty good. It's even a little tiny bit underpriced, a couple $100 underpriced on a regular night, but in this matchup, love it here. So Collins at 7,500, put him in there. Next guy that we're going to go to, higher price guy, is Jokic. Now, the three guys on center that are priced up are going to be Embiid, Jokic, and Towns. I like Jokic better than the other two. A couple different reasons. Towns doesn't play well on the road. Embiid is not in a great matchup. I mean, they're probably going to get their points, but looking at Towns, the last time he was on the road, even though he's getting a lot of usage, the last time he was on the road at Oklahoma City, he put up a dud of 32 points. So I'm not hot on either of those other two. They could have great nights, but for me, Jokic is the guy over those two. He's been playing really well. Had that kind of floor game at 44, and that's where his floor is. And his ceiling. So even if he gives you 45, it doesn't kill your lineup. You just move on from there, and your other picks are solid. You're good to go. But his upside is real. I mean, his upside. It's that 73 game against Charlotte. I mean, Kevin Looney is going to start for the Warriors. He's not going to be a matchup for Jokic. So it's going to really be about usage, and I can see them going down in the paint and just punishing Looney and getting in there. So I really like Jokic over there at 10-3. Next, we're going to go to small forward and hit DeAndre Bembry. So Bembry should be starting. I'm going with the assumption that he is starting in the 3 spot. Prince is out. Bazemore's out. He started the last 2 games, and on that price tag of 4,500, put up really good value in not great matchups. And this is going to be a good matchup for him. I mean, there's not much more to say. Atlanta's at home. I'm back and forth on this game as far as how close it's going to be. But like I said before, he's going to get his minutes. He's been getting run 41 minutes, 32 minutes. He should get somewhere in the 30s in minutes. That 41 minutes is just kind of out of the ordinary. I can't remember if that went to over. No, it didn't go to overtime. Can't remember what happened in that game, why he got so much run, but I'd like him to get 30 minutes, and if he gets 30 plus minutes at 4,500, he's going to hit value and then some. So put him in at the 3. And another guy in that game on the other side in revenge mode is Schroeder. So Schroeder at 5,400. That's priced up a little bit from where he has been, but really good matchup, just like the matchup point guards in general against Atlanta. He should be getting the minutes on. Take the revenge narrative out of it, and I'm not even that much of a narrative guy, but take that out of it. He would be a good play here regardless of that. Throw in the revenge narrative. He's going to probably get some more minutes, more shots, and he's going to have upside on that price tag. So they're the core four. Even with Jokic in there, you have 5,600-ish to play with for the rest of the four spots. I'm going to go with a few other, just go over a few other spots that are part of this slate that are kind of important, kind of like what I did with the second video yesterday, and kind of extend this just a little bit. But at shooting guard, another play in this game. And when I was looking at this slate last night, I was just kind of looking at things as a whole, not necessarily game mode, and I was kind of picking and choosing. And then when I put my shell lineup together, a bunch of guys were in this game, not even meaning to, but they're just good matchups and good price tags. So we're gonna go down value play to Huerter. So he's been getting a ton of minutes lately. He has been on this price tag. He's been pretty steady. It's been priced up very slowly, but he's been getting, look at that. The least that he's played in the last 7 games is 34 minutes. So that's 34 minutes at 4,800 with a guy that can shoot like Huerter. Like, I think I mentioned this 3 or 4 videos ago. When he gets going, he goes off. He can shoot lights out from 5, 6, 7 feet behind the 3-point arc. If he's on, he's locked in. So even if he's not, if he's having a poor shooting night, they see he only shot 3 of 9 in the last game, still got you 21 points. So that's kind of his floor. And that wasn't even a really good matchup. So this one, good matchup against OKC, fast-paced team. He should be able to get more than 5 times value. He should be approaching GPP value. So I like that it's a value play. So if you're going to put in another higher mid-tier guy, or even try and stud up to get like a Jokic, Paul George, Embiid, whatever, his price tag will help, and he should be hitting value. Especially with the minutes that he's playing is really, really helpful. Next guy, same team. Like I said, not intentional, but go another value play. Alex Len. Like I said, Dedmon's out, so he's going to get more play at the center position. Whether he starts or not, we'll see later on today. That's going to be close to game time, and this is going to be a 7:30 start, so we should know before lock who's starting. It's either going to be him or Mari Spellman. Either one would be a good play, good value play. I like Len in general just because he's so big and he's such a point per minute guy. Like if you look at his last 3, his last 2, he's a 1.5 per minute, and that's against Embiid. Maybe he was going against Muscala in that game, in the Philly game, but even so, he's a point per minute guy. If he's going to get extended run at that price tag, then he's definitely a value play and something to look at for tonight. The other one, let's go over to Amari Spellman on this one, and he's at 3,800. So same deal. He got additional run against Milwaukee, and he put up 31. So I wouldn't be looking at necessarily 31 at that price tag tonight, but he should be hitting value if he gets the minutes. So we'll look at who is starting in this game and then kind of go from there. I think I had one more guy I wanted to go over. Definitely, yes. So we're going to go to, how could I forget? Jimmy Butler. Another revenge narrative game. Playing against Minnesota. He's at home. He did not like his time over there with that trade that he demanded. Remember, he wasn't playing back-to-backs. He wasn't happy there. So big-time revenge game. And like I said before, I'm not a narrative guy, but these two narratives with Schroeder and Butler, I like them a lot. I like Schroeder's better because he's in a better matchup, but Butler's not in a bad matchup, and so he'll obviously get the minutes starting. And this game is slated to be close to the 6.5 line. That Philly is favored. So 7,600, I could see him hitting like 40, 46 like he hit in the Washington Atlanta game, especially if he's taking more shots and being more aggressive, and the rest of the team is conceding to him and letting him do that given the matchup and the narrative. So that's the other guy I wanted to go over and keep an eye on for roster construction. So that's all I have for you guys today. Follow me at the DFS Picks, Twitter, Instagram. I'll be doing updates today. In the description, if you want some extra bucks on FanDuel or Fantasy Draft or DraftKings or anything like that, there's some extra play that you get from following the links and setting up accounts on there if you don't have them already. So if you have any questions, throw them in the comments section, and keep an eye on social media, and I will be posting later. Thanks, guys.